Hey guys, welcome in. We're going to try something a little bit different today. I am going to do a reaction recording. This is not live. This is me just kind of chilling in my room. I'm going to watch a video here and we're going to react to it. I saw it, wanted to watch it, and decided we're gonna see what it is. It is titled "Give Me 8 Minutes and I'll Make Gaming Feel Fun Again." Don't know a whole lot about it, but it piqued my interest. So we're gonna see what this is about. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, ding the notification bell. I have a link in my description down below to the original video and also to my Twitch channel. If you want to come drop me a follow, I stream quite a bit, a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's jump into it.
Three people. The kid who played Minecraft with his friends every night after school. The sweat who lived on Call of Duty, Battlefield, or CSGO lobbies. Or the nerd
I think cut off the beginning. Hold on.
If you're watching this, you are probably one of three people. The kid who played Minecraft with his friends every night after school. The sweat who lived on Call of Duty, Battlefield, or CSGO lobbies. Or the nerd who played League of Legends and stole his mom's credit card to buy skins. Or maybe you're a mix of all of them.
None of them. I was the nerd that played World of Warcraft. Alright, I played World of Warcraft like a mad lad. So, I mean, I guess I kind of fall in the category of, like, category 1. I guess. Stays up late playing video games with his friends. And I also fell a little bit in category 3. Because I did bargain with my mom to buy me stuff on WoW. So, like, both. But yeah, I was never a COD player. Ever. Oh, well, played COD a little bit back in like Black Ops 1, but I never got big into it. I was never a sweat. I'm terrible at COD.
Doesn't really matter which one you are, because we've all ended up in the same place. Gaming doesn't feel like it used to. It's like an old friend who's changed. They look the same, they sound the same, but something's just different. And
so, before I continue this, I wanna preface this, right? Me personally, gaming doesn't feel fun anymore. And the reason being is because there's like a rush to it for me, right? Those of us who are adults, those of us who grew up in the age of gaming when it was a big boom, we were kids back then. We had all the time in the world. Our only responsibility was to play video games, go to school, come home, do our homework, and do it again. Now that we're adults, we have full-time jobs, kids, marriage, wives, things like that. Things that we need to be doing. We just don't have the time to play video games day in, day out like we used to. And when we do sit down and play video games, you almost feel guilty a little bit because there are other things that you could be doing. There are other things that could be better on your plate to do it, and you know, it makes gaming a little bit less fun. I deep sigh every time a new game comes out that takes like hundreds of hours to beat, because I know I may never beat this game because I just don't have the time investment to play that game to its completion. You know, I just don't have the time. There are so many games that I would love to beat, can't do it, or I'll start playing it and then I'll get distracted by another game. Gamer ADD is real. So I think that gaming doesn't feel fun anymore because you have less time and just too much of it going on that it's depressing because you know you won't be able to do it all. I don't know, that's just me, maybe.
you can't even point out exactly what. That's how gaming feels now. Same games, same franchises, but not the same feeling. So is it the games, or is it us? That is what I want to figure out in this video.
It's both.
Because I don't want gaming to feel like a chore anymore. I want it to be an escape again, not something I'm trying to escape from. So stick with me for the next 8 minutes, and together we'll figure out how to make gaming feel fun again.
Sure.
Nothing,
I was never a Minecraft player.
I mean, nothing hit harder than loading up a brand new Minecraft server with your friends. We'd spent days trying to figure out how to even play together, downloading 14 different viruses from shady sites, because what the hell was a port forward? Nah, screw that. We had Hamachi, and once we were finally in, we didn't play to grind, speedrun, or build some mega base. We played to see how long we could survive before inevitably just blowing each other up. Or Black Ops 2 Zombies, hours spent on maps like Origins. I still remember screaming into my webcam mic the first time we ever built a staff, or losing my mind when that creepy ghost lady on Buried stole all my money. And don't even get me started on multiplayer. That's where most of us learned every single English swear word that we know. Kids today could never survive a BO2 lobby back in 2012. But to be fair, it's also where I met some of my best friends who I still play and talk with to this day. And Battlefield 3, that game was pure chaos, spending hours trying to copy some insane helicopter plays we'd see on YouTube. We were sending dirt bikes flying across the map for no other reason than it being the funniest thing in the world. I swear to God, the moment I see my friends launch 6,000 miles out of bounds, I could not breathe. I don't know why, it was just the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, shit. My bad, guys.
This, you are probably one of 3 people.
Let me fix it.
Like Origins. I
There we
still
go.
remember screaming. Kids today could never plays we'd see on YouTube. We were sent could not breathe.
There we
I don't
go.
know why, it was just the funniest
I
thing.
accidentally
in
hit a
the
button
world.
on my
It just
keyboard.
was. Or even the single player games like Subnautica that came out a little later.
These
but
are all
still,
games
the
I've
first time
not.
you hear
I've
Leviathan
played Black Ops
roar
2, but I
in
was
the
never a big
distance,
Black Ops 2
terrifying,
fan. Never played
magical,
Minecraft.
and
Never played Subnautica.
that was in 2014. Damn. Okay, I'm getting old, bro. But enough about how it was. We all remember it. We were there. The real question is, why isn't it like that now? When I
See, for me, my feel good moment in gaming was Kyrie, shut the fuck up, my cat bitching at me. Anyway, my feel good moment in gaming, I remember World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King. Me and my guild at the time had spent, I don't know how long trying to kill the Lich King in the raid. And I remember being up on Ventrilo, right? With me and my raid, and I was the raid leader. I was the one, I was the shot caller. And when we finally killed the Lich King for the first time, dude, Vent was filled with yeah, and like that was the biggest hype moment in all of gaming for me. Like that was my big thing. Like the accomplishment of killing the Lich King. Like our whole guild fucking freaked out on it.
When I try to play those games today, it just doesn't feel the same anymore. And I think I figured out why. Somewhere between 2012 and 2025, gaming stopped being about fun and started being about work. Every game, and I mean every single game, wants me to log in daily, check boxes, grind XP. It's not playtime. That's a second job, man.
Yep.
It's not just the games. It's the entire culture. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to be the next big streamer, the next big YouTuber. Success has been so normalized to the point where if you're not pulling a 20 bomb every single Warzone match, or grinding Minecraft Elytras in the first 20 minutes of starting a new world, or unlocking Dark Matter in week 1 of launch in some Call of Duty game, it feels like you're falling way behind. And even when I do try to chill, I just can't. I feel like I'm not running the right loadout or following the meta or keeping up with the latest season. It's exhausting and it's unrealistic. But here's the thing, do we really need to follow these rules?
So, okay. He's got a point. So I can't relate to Call of Duty again. I never did it. I was never deep into it, right? So I can only make it kind of shut the fuck up. Sorry. Anyway, I can't. All I can do is relate into what I know. And for me, World of Warcraft. Again, I'm going to go back to World of Warcraft because that was probably my most fun in gaming and when I was the most addicted in gaming. I remember clearly when the fall off for me happened in a WoW, and that was World of Warcraft Legion. And that's crazy for me because, like, Legion is regaled in the WoW community as one of the best expansions, but for me, I think it's one of the worst. The reason being is that is whenever you see the game go from being a game about fun to being a game about work. For those of you who don't know, in World of Warcraft, they came out with these artifact weapons that were the only weapons you used the entire expansion, and there was a currency you had to grind out to make the weapon stronger, artifact power. Problem being is there was no end to this grind, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was tied to your overall damage output and your worth as a player. No matter how, and so you had to be on every day to grind out artifact power to get this weapon on par, or you were going to fall behind. And it made the game feel like a job. So much so that I finally was like, you know what? No. Absolutely not. And for the first time since I started playing the game, I stopped. I mean, I've returned to WoW every now and then, here and there, but I've never like gone back full blown like I was back in Wrath and Kata. And it's because it's turned into a job. That's the same for like a lot of different games. You know, I feel like he's absolutely right. You know, he said what was it? He said the following the meta. You know, again, I can't talk in COD motions or in COD, but in WoW, there's a meta. Best class, best spec, best this and that. And you can be outside of the norm and play whatever class or spec you want. However, if you're not following the meta and you're not following the proper loadout and you're not following all of that, you're going to have a harder time getting into dungeons, getting into raids, getting into groups, getting the content done that you want to get done because you're not following the meta. So other players who are following the meta won't want you. And so that also adds a level of depression and anxiety to the game. So I mean, yeah, it's he has a point, 100%.
And it's unrealistic. But here's the thing, do we really need to follow these rules? These rules that nobody even agreed on, they just kind of show up one day. Do you actually keep playing after you unlock the dark matter camos? Do you actually stick to your Minecraft world once you've gotten the elytras? I know I don't. I spent an entire week grinding for the zombie dark matter camo and the multiplayer dark matter camo when Black Ops 6 came out. And guess what? I haven't touched that game since. It's what, like a year later or something? Almost a year later? Why the hell did I do that? Why didn't I just have fun? And that's when it hit me. Maybe the problem isn't the games or us. Maybe it's how we've been told to play them. Back in the day, we weren't obsessed with the meta. We weren't obsessed with the fastest way to progress. We were obsessed with chaos, with discovery, with laughing at the dumbest stuff imaginable. And there's actually a word for that. Oh yeah, it's called fun. Like in Minecraft, the fun wasn't grinding elytras. The fun was hiding behind a painting so you could pop out and kill your friend and hear them scream into their shitty Skype mic. Battlefield wasn't about using the best weapon. It was about sending dirt bikes into orbit and crying of laughter when someone ragdolled into a tree mid-air at 300 miles per hour. That's the fun. That was what made games fun. Not the checklist, not the grind, just playing the game. But now, we're being told that that's the wrong way to play. It's the slow way, the bad way, by streamers who call everyone they kill trash. Like they're not literally gaming 14 hours a day.
Fuck you say to me, you little shit!
Of course you're...
The fuck do you say to me, you little shit? So, like, okay, let me break this down, okay? Yeah, he's right and he's wrong at the same time. I don't believe that it is a... I don't think it's a gaming, or I think it's a twofold, right? And it depends on the game, right? You don't have to be the best to have fun. But the whole point of gaming a lot of the times is that dopamine hit that you get when you achieve something. And everybody has their different things they want to achieve. You know, whether that be getting the dark matter camo in COD, or getting to Unreal rank in ranked Fortnite, or in World of Warcraft, getting cutting edge and beating everything on the hardest difficulty. Things like that. People have like that dopamine hit when they achieve something that they want to achieve. The problem and the thing is that like the problem that's an us problem, right? That's an us problem, because we shouldn't strive to be that way about everything, you know? It shouldn't matter. He's right. We should be able to just log on and have fun. But everybody's kind of tailor-made of wanting a dopamine hit of getting an achievement of some kind. At the same time, game developers and games have made getting that dopamine hit and getting that achievement and having that sense of accomplishment so much harder. And that's where we come into the things of you have to grind for 200 plus hours. You have to be on every single day. You have to go with the meta and research and theory craft all of the best things in order to be able to stomp your opponents to get these achievements and everything, or you won't get it. And so everybody's constantly chasing that dopamine hit. So I think it's on both levels. It's not just the gamer, it's not just the game. It's a both thing. And when we were kids, that was still the same. I don't agree with, as kids, all we cared about was having fun, because yeah, we cared about having fun. But I know when I was a kid, like, I remember playing like Assassin's Creed 1, and I wanted to beat the game. I wanted to have that dopamine hit of beating the game, you know? When I first started playing WoW, I was fucking 14, 15 years old. And I fucking was all about, I want to get to max level. I want to see the raids. I want to see the dungeons. You know, yes, you had your fun times, but you also had those achievements you wanted to follow. And everybody had that. So I think he's kind of trivializing it and bringing this down to just one fragment of things, and like he's ignoring the rest.
We're gonna stomp some dude who has 30 minutes of playtime after work. Every single game doesn't need a battle royale. Every single game doesn't need a ranked mode. Every single game doesn't need a battle pass. And ultra dopamine hits every 5 seconds if these streamers want. And content, back then it was trick shots and fun charges. It was either fucking badass or it was hilarious. But now it's nothing but top 10 meta weapons or how to shave 0.2 seconds off your TTK. Like, bro, I don't have 8 hours to practice your spray pattern. And the wildest part of it all, we just suck it up. We actually believe all of it. We don't need to do that. We can play exactly like we used to. And most importantly, we can still have as much fun as we used to. We just forgot how. So everything we've just gone through leads us to 3 solutions to fixing this issue of gaming being a chore instead of being fun. And they are the following. Solution 1 is to go touch some grass. Who the fuck wants to go outside?
Yeah, fuck the outside.
But seriously, go touch a new genre. If you're always sweating in shooters, try something different. Maybe Rust. I mean, that's still got shooting, but it's also base building and survival chaos. Or Subnautica. It's single player and it's a beautiful, very terrifying and completely underwater game. It'll remind you that games don't have to be the same cycle of lobbies, loadouts and battle passes. Or if you usually just play single player games or survival games, then go try and play a shooter or League of Legends or something else. Just play something else. You'd be surprised how different games can be. Solution 2 is to play with someone who sucks.
Okay, so for solution 1, right? That'll work, right? So, like, I'm mainly an RPG player, right? I play a lot of RPGs, MMORPGs, Soulsborne, Souls-like, stuff like that. Playing a variety of different games does help. And it will kind of pique your interest, make you have a little bit more fun. Until you get to the point where, okay, you understand the genre, now you're going to be looking for that dopamine achievement hit. You know? Like, I think that that's a temporary solution to making gaming fun again. Temporary.
Massive ass. Play with someone who is so bad at video games that it is embarrassing. I mean, like, really bad. I'm talking your mom, your girlfriend, your grandpa. Doesn't matter. Just someone who's not living in this sweaty, hyper-progress world like you are. Because when they screw up, it's hilarious. Watching someone struggle with the basics reminds you how fun it was when you were new and how little stuff in video games actually matter. You can even go and play some co-op games like It Takes Two or A Way Out. Now, solution 3 is...
Okay, so solution 2. Again, temporary. It's a temporary solution, although much more of a viable solution than solution 1. Because solution 2, okay, I'll tell you right now, if I managed to drag my wife in and have her start playing World of Warcraft or have her start playing COD she would be hilarious. Like, that would be the funniest shit ever. But at the same time, it's a temporary thing because either A, that person is going to get sick of it and not want to do it anymore, and then you're going to be back to where you are, or that person's going to learn and then they're going to be like, ooh, I want that dopamine hit. Like, achievements. It's a thing. Every human being is tailor-made to want a sense of discovery and a sense of achievement. When you start playing a new game, right then and there, you're in that sense of discovery mode. Once you get done discovering and you feel like you're in a good spot, now you're going to want to achieve something in it. And therein lies your problem.
to just go and waste some goddamn time. You heard me. No goals, no grind, no achievements, just hop in a game and just play it. Don't worry about what weapon you're using. Just pick a weapon you're usually not used to using. Or if you're a Rust nerd, just go live in the jungle instead of only living in the snow and being some tryhard who only raids bases the first 16 hours of wipe and then leaves the game. You know, just build some weird house in Minecraft. Don't worry about the elytras. You know, just do something that doesn't have a meaning, because that's when the best memories happen. When you're not sweating for camos or grinding XP. When you're just wasting time. You're just playing games, like, you know, like when you were a kid. You didn't do it for anything, you just did it because it was fun. So just waste some goddamn time, man. The easiest way to put all this is that video games mattered because they didn't matter. Stuff mattered because it was...
Okay, so Solution 3 is probably his most viable solution of the three. Just have fun, just stop caring. But that's such a hard thing to tailor out of, you know, because again, it depends on the game, you know. I feel like that is still a temporary solution. I feel like if you go and you do, if you go and do a new character in WoW, I keep going back to WoW because it's what I know. And you're like, I just want to create a character and have fun with it. That's gonna go for a little bit. You're gonna have fun, right? You're just gonna play whatever spec, whatever class you want. You're gonna have fun with it. And when you get to max level, that's when you're pigeonholed, because then you have difficulty getting into groups. Then you have difficulty getting into raids because you're not running the right spec. You're not running the right class. You're not running the right rotation. You're not pushing high enough numbers, so you're not sweating as much. Things like that. All of these are problems. You have the same thing in... It's a little bit more freedom if you're playing a game like Minecraft. He's right. You could just build a world. Have some fun. Yeah, that is feasible for that. COD, you know, you could just not give a fuck about the meta and just go in and play around. However, then you lose because you're not following the meta, because you're fighting the people who are following the meta, and then you lose, and then it's not fun anymore. You're not getting that dopamine hit. So I feel like the third solution, whereas probably the most viable solution out of the three, is only going to work for a set structure of gamers and will only work temporarily for the others. That's kind of my thought on it.
Is that video games mattered because they didn't matter. Stuff mattered because it was just fun, but it didn't actually matter if you had full diamond gear or the meta weapon or the highest KD. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're the Minecraft kid, the COD sweat, or the League nerd. We should all be able to have fun in video games. That's literally why they were made, and that's why we started playing them. Honestly, it's the same reason I even started this channel. If games were never fun, I would have never wanted to make videos about them, and I can only do that because of you. Yep. You, right there. The fact that you watched this whole goddamn video is the reason that I make them. And if you got any value out of it, which I hope, otherwise I just wasted like a week of editing, then I would be honored if you would hit subscribe after this video. And thank you so much for watching. Now, go and have some fun. And if you're still here and somehow not sick and tired of me yet, then maybe go check out my video ranking the best shooter games coming to 2025. Also, the algorithm loves session time, so you would be doing me a huge favor. Okay, bye now.
So... first off, definitely go give this video a like. This was a good video. He did a good job editing, making a lot of good points. The problem that I have with his take on all of this is
video games
specifically because it's not a be-all solution. Now, if I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to, I can't, you know, somebody once said you can't bitch about something unless you want to offer a solution, because then you're not like, you're just complaining. You're not bringing a problem to the table. So, like, if I were to offer a solution on how to care about games or how to make gaming fun again, I think that the age of just having fun in games is over for the most part. Every game that developers are pumping out have some level of grind to it. I think that I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I think that the indie developers are really good at putting their thumb on the pulse of the gamers and knowing how to make shit fun and less grindy. So I think if it were me, my advice if you want to try to enjoy gaming again is start looking at the indie titles, not the AAA titles. You know, if you're a fan of shooters, look at indie shooters or indie titles that don't have battle passes, don't have all of this extra meta grind and shit, and is just a game to have fun with. You know, if you're a fan of World of Warcraft, like I am, find an MMO that doesn't have a whole bunch of meta around it, that doesn't have a whole lot of sweaty people that are treating people like shit and won't invite you to a group if you're not running that meta. That's hard in MMOs because MMOs, you know, historically are competitive scopes, but still, you know, try that. You know, like I would say, and that kind of goes back to his first solution of just play a different game, but I think it needs to be expanded upon of not just play a different game, play a different game on a smaller scale, because indie developers, for them, not all of them, but for a large amount of them, they tend to understand what the gamers want, what gaming wants, right? And that'll kind of free you from having, you know, the feel and the need to chase that dopamine hit, and being the best because you want to get these certain achievements and stuff. I don't know. That's kind of my take on it. I think gaming as a whole is fucked nowadays. You know, I don't see an easy way to come back from it. I enjoy gaming, but I also stream and, you know, create videos and whatnot. So that's kind of my monotony breakout. But I mean, there's a lot of games I haven't completed because I just don't have the time or, you know, drive to devote to it. But yeah, I mean that's kind of my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was I on point with some of it? Was I, you know, do you agree, disagree? Let's have a conversation, kind of get to know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go to the description below and drop this video a like. This guy put in a lot of work for this video, so go drop him a like and show him some support as well. And you also find my Twitch link down there below, so hopefully we'll see that.